Well, ladies and germs, Season 1 of Halo Infinite is ending, and when a thing comes to an end, it's always good to reflect on what was learned, how we felt, and what we want. I'm the Home Slice, Ascend Hype is Let's Argue, period, and in today's video, I want to discuss the most impactful elements of Season 1 of Halo Infinite, and explain how those things, whether they be rooted in praise or critique, were essential parts of having an even better Halo Infinite. Like always, make sure you stick around for my viewer question at the end, and let's get this started. Now, I'm already foreseeing all the absolutely revolutionary comments saying things like, the best part is that it ended. Or some other very original joke. But admittedly, even in drafting this video, I struggled to derive a best of list. From my perspective, I'm very grateful for Season 1 of Halo Infinite in the same way I'm grateful clinical trials happen before the medicine I buy to mix in my Sprite is produced. Anyway, what I realized is that I was pointing at the question wrong. Some generic Watch Mojo top 5 list isn't what we need. If I did it that way, then yes, number 1 would be that it ended. So instead, I want to focus on impact, the events and elements of Season 1 that have had positive impact on both the game as is and in the future, and things that I think represent some of the best parts of Halo Infinite. From that perspective, I think one of the best impacts of Season 1 was allowing multiple armor generations to coexist. The topic of coexistent armor is one I've tackled head-on several times prior to the launch of Halo Infinite, and it was Halo 5 that took the first major strides in smearing the lines between new and old. MCC took it even further and attacked Halo's fanboys at the heart, letting Halo Online armor into Halo 3. Infinite lets Reach gear exist unfiltered besides Mark 7 gear, to virtually no complaint from the community, besides the fact that armor cores make it so you can't mix and match them. While that does suck, I do think it was an important step in establishing the foundation for 343 to really go all out and flesh out Infinite as the first and fully cross-generational armor game. We could see Halo 3 and Reclaimer era cores or gear return in pure forms, which will always be better and get me more excited than these soulless remakes. The key word is normalization. 343 is making it normal for you to see multiple gens in one game, and that's what matters. From a more technical perspective, the other major impact I think Season 1 had was the development of meta in gameplay. For those not hip on the lingo, the meta is the playstyle that people trend towards en masse because it's more beneficial in terms of ease and performance. Basically, it's what everyone does because it works. Now, for nearly the entirety of its lifespan, the meta in Halo has been the precision weapon meta, meaning that loadout precision weapons such as the battle rifle or DMR have dominated the mainstay of gameplay. If you want to explore how and why, I do have a video on that as well, popping up in a card in the top of the corner here. Anyway, while Halo Reach through 5 took steps to reduce the grip strength of the precision weapon meta, it wasn't until Halo Infinite where we saw a serious and committed move from 343 to break that meta. In its place, players have to get far more acquainted with the extended sandbox, which has been great to see since Infinite's weapon sandbox features almost all brand new weapons. From my observation, the Disruptor, Mangler, and Dynamo grenades are the real shining stars of Infinite's freshman weapon set. They deliver unique and fresh gameplay applications while also being highly viable tools for combat. And if you watch this channel, I always put high praise with high viability in weapons. I can pick it up, get kills with it, no problem. The development of gameplay is also starting to expose some of the drawbacks of having a function-based sandbox, where even if the goal is to have weapon function be the controlling factor, you can't just ignore the ability of a weapon to consistently deal damage and produce kills. It's why weapons like the Heatwave and the Ravager aren't getting as much limelight. I mentioned this before, but gameplay meta takes time to develop, so let's check in on this after Season 2 and sum up how Halo Infinite's freshman class of weapons is faring. You notice that pro players use casual like a slur? Like, oh, f me, man. God forbid I have a job. Let's Argue is where I take your Halo takes, put them up on the chopping block, let you know if I agree or disagree, and explain why. Basically, no Halo character is the most well-written anything ever. They're repeating. It's the same rooms, it's the same hallways. There are right ways to do it and wrong ways to do it, but playable elites is not a make or break. And finally, I think one of the most positive impacts of Season 1 is 343's reception of player feedback regarding progression, customization, and rewards. These three elements all had fair potential to work out fine in this game, but the launch product 343 produced did not deliver these in a strong or fair enough way to have them work. There was a real chance 343 could have let all that go and let the systems remain as is, but challenges and progression are pretty much the only elements of this game that received real updates during Season 1. And Jerry Hook recently commented that 343 is looking for ways to strip away the customization barriers still holding this game back. While a fair amount of people would consider this a, well, it should have always been this way type of point, I do think we should give credit where credit is due and give 343 the positive feedback that yes, we do want these systems changed, and yes, responding to our feedback to improve our experience elicits a positive reaction from us. So, in summary, most of Season 1's strongest points are in its foundational elements. It's clear and obvious this game has the potential to grow and improve, and while not as content-packed as Halo fans wanted, it does put a frame around what this game is and how it might change. It's also important, even if albeit brief, Season 1 put Halo back on the radar for many gamers, many of which had stopped playing for now, but the gaming world has been sent the reminder that Halo is hands down the best arena shooter experience in the modern market, and that in a world of stream-obsessed clout games, Halo is delivering boomer shooters to the 2020s. So for today's viewer question, why don't you reflect? What do you think was the best part of Halo Infinite Season 1? Do you agree with my points or have your own? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you have not, and make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and then join my Discord. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later.